Valurian versus Jaina.
I have no standing by which to talk about World of Warcraft. I'll be forthright and admit that from the jump. I was too busy dealing with the Stockholm Syndrome of more than a decade of playing Final Fantasy XI. Which was unfortunate, since unless you only read Real Life and VG Cats, every media outlet that needed to talk MMORPG did so in terms of World of Warcraft. And when you get that big of a player base, such is your prerogative. I did, however, play a heck of a lot of Warcraft 2 growing up. That's where I'm coming from when it comes to the Warcraft element of Hearthstone. But truth be told, that's the least aspect of it. What's really going to come into play is my having played Magic the Gathering since 4th edition and Ice Age ruled the block, and my frequent ponderings of what the game would look like if it were, optimized for internet play and didn't have decades of mechanical baggage. That's what we're looking at here. Yes, Hearthstone and Magic seem quite similar, right down to their shared language. Both games are about collecting cards, building decks, facing off against opponents in head-to-head matchups, and using spells and subservient creatures to beat up on each other. The two games are so similar, you can speak of the newer in terms of the older, and folks can understand almost exactly what you're on about. If a Hearthstone player describes Harvest Golem as a 2/3 that leaves a 2/1 token when it dies, anyone who's played Magic for 12 seconds can understand what's going on. That's what they have in common. The differences, though, demonstrate that Hearthstone is a game designed specifically for online competition. Each of the game's 9 classes has a specialized card pool, augmented by a wide range of neutral cards, as well as a hero power that can always be played if you've got the mana to cast it. Heroes start at 30 health rather than 20, attacks and spells can be played in any order during a turn rather than all attacks happening in one phase. You have the option of attacking your opponent's minions directly, and minion health doesn't return between turns as it would in Magic. This last part is crucial, as even an insurmountable foe can be brought low by enough small hits, even if they're spread out. Attrition is everyone's friend.
Job's done.
And I'd like to touch on something that really stood out to me: the use of the word random. Random is a touchy space when it comes to competitive games. Heck, part of the reason Pokemon's card game isn't nearly as well received as it could be is the inherent difficulty in playing around coin flips. Hearthstone, on the other hand, has completely random effects that go above and beyond a simple 50-50, and eventually become the kinds of things that would be utterly impossible or impractical in physical space, like a priest spell that randomly copies 2 cards out of your opponent's deck and drops them in your hand. Other games have done this too in digital spaces where such effects were feasible, like the Pokemon card game for the Game Boy Color, or the 1997 Microprose release of Magic the Gathering, featuring the never-actually printed Astral cards. Hands up all you folks who remember that the Goblin Polka Band was actually a thing. But despite this, folks are indeed playing Hearthstone with the kind of crazed devotion that would befit League of Legends, StarCraft, or any other game considered legitimate in the eyes of the esports types. To that end, there's a deep ranked play ladder, with quick matchmaking times in all of my experiences. And here's the freaky part. It's free to play, relatively speaking. Yes, you can be impatient and just throw down hard-earned cash for packs, or you can spend the in-game gold that you generate by playing online matches and completing the quests issued to you daily. You won't be competitive right off the bat, but in the space of a week, I was able to go from having never played before to climbing almost a dozen rank levels without spending a dime. And most of that gold went to the Draftastic Arena mode, which can yield better payouts for the price of a pack and a half, if you can keep your win streak going. Even if you don't like the cards you get, you can pound them into ethereal schmutz to build the cards you do want, but be warned, this path can get real expensive real fast. The very words free to play carry a stigma, but here it's completely unfounded. Just appreciate the art, the various battlefields, the shiny effects of each attack that have just a hint of lag on occasion but aren't that bad, the twangy, fantasy-appropriate pub music, and the delightfully deranged battle cries of each of your heroes and minions. Put this apple on your head indeed. While Pokemon and Magic might have their online platforms, neither are nearly as full-bodied as Hearthstone. They're, at best, either stripped-down versions or require the purchase of real packs to play online. Here, we have a concept designed for online, designed for balance, and designed to be so enticing that, yeah, maybe you will plop down some real cash if you absolutely positively need to play one more arena before bedtime just to take the edge off. Trust me, the temptation's there in a way that's never been for me before, and I don't know how I feel about that. Obviously, I need to watch a bunch more streams, get the rest of my decks golden, redeem that free World of Warcraft mount that I now apparently have.
Well played.